Hello everyone, this is Debbie Henderson from Debbie's Designs. Welcome to Design with Debbie. I see that my screen is a little crooked, so let me see if I can fix that. So happy Halloween everyone. I'm taking a chance tonight on making a card. I know a lot of you guys are probably out trick-or-treating with kids and grandkids. Mine are not nearby, so I'm stamping tonight. I wanted to show you guys a card that I received in the mail yesterday because it comes from one of my viewers. This is from Wendy Alex. I love the way she displayed our Toil and Trouble designer paper by using the starburst effect. Isn't that neat? So Wendy, thanks for the card. I've already thanked you on Facebook. And I did see that you're out passing candy tonight, so you'll probably be on later. So thanks so much for the card. A few reminders before I get going. Hello everyone, I'm so glad you're here. So today's the last day to use my October Hostess code, and you get a chance to win the Hung with Care stamp set. I'll be drawing this tomorrow. My new code starting tomorrow. We're starting a new month for November. And I'm also going to be doing another door prize for the month of November. This is the Cambridge Carols. Has some really neat stamp images and really neat sentiments. So this will be for the month of November, and your name gets entered for any order, any amount. Now, I think I have, Lauren messaged me to let me know she was going to be stamping tonight. So I am going to go a little bit slower, Lauren. I hope I can see that you're here. So let's get started with the supplies we're going to need. I should show you the card first. So I'm doing a card that has a hanging ornament. I'm hoping you can see that with me holding it this way. There's a hole in the center, and then there's an ornament hanging. So this is a hanging ornament card, and that's what we're going to be creating tonight. So the first piece of cardstock is Mary Merlot 11 by 4 1/4, and we're going to score that at 5 1/2. 2 pieces of Whisper White 5 1/4 by 4. A scrap piece for stamping, Joyous Noel glimmer paper, and we're using the red sheet. Now that comes in 3 colors. If you guys have not ordered this glimmer paper yet, this glimmer paper is fabulous. Look how glittery. All 3 colors are really pretty. And you can find that in the holiday catalog on page 29. The item number is 147817, and you get 24 sheets, so 8 sheets of each color. And that's only going to be around for a couple more months. We also need the champagne foil sheets. That's going to be for the ornament. The Mary Merlot and copper ribbon. That's what I'm using for my bow on the front. Some linen thread. And for stamp sets tonight, I'm using beautiful Baubles with the coordinating detailed Baubles dies, and I'll show you which dies once I show you the stamp sets. Itty Bitty Greetings, and I'm using the little tiny 'Tis the Season. Now for the dies, I'm using these 2 pieces work together to cut out the ring that we're using on the front of the card. And in order to have this work well, we also need to cut a hole in the front of the card. And we need to do that with the layering circles dies. This one measures 2 3/4 inches wide. The little ornament. And then I have rhinestone jewels, Mary Merlot ink, mini dimensionals, the classic label punch, and the Swirls and Curls embossing folder. So let me move everything aside. I'm going to have to use the Big Shot tonight for a couple rounds of the dies. Now let me bring in my trimmer. Going to score at 5.5. So I think Lauren, like I said, is stamping with me tonight, so I'm going to go a little slower so she can keep up with me. If anyone else is stamping, let me know. So going to fold this on the score line. Now, in order to be able to do this properly, what we need to do is glue the white piece first, because we have to cut the hole on the front before we do anything else. So I'm actually going to glue both pieces of Whisper White. One goes on the inside. No reason for the inside, just thought I would do it as I'm doing the other one. So there's the inside piece. And the piece for the front. Now I'm going to go ahead and bring in the Big Shot. And I also need to stand up so you guys can see what I'm doing. So we're going to open up the card and then place the circle about an inch from the top of the white. And I am going to use a piece of washi tape. And because I'm cutting through 2 pieces of cardstock, I'm going to go back and forth twice. Wait a minute, I'm using the wrong. Hold on, I have a pad missing. Let me try this again. I had this set for my embossing folder, that's why. Now I needed the extra layer for the die. So again, because I'm going through 2 layers, I'm going to go back and forth twice. And that does cut through both pieces, and you can save these for another card, another project. Now I'm going to remove the adapter plate. And I'm going to use the embossing folder. And I'm going to run this through. So what I've done is I've embossed both layers together. And we had to cut the hole first, because if you cut the hole after you do your embossing is going to be flattened out. Hope that makes sense. Okay, so now I'm going to set this aside. And now we need to cut out the die shapes. So I'm using the champagne foil sheets. So let me bring this back in. So I'm going to do all of the cutting so I can put the Big Shot away. Now, what I didn't show you on my card, when this twirls around, I did this so that it's double-sided, same on both sides. So I need to cut 2 of the little ornament shape. I'm actually going to bring in my precision base plate for that. On the delicate dies, the precision base plate works a lot better. Okay, so we're going to cut 2 of the ornaments. just going to push this one out. So see how easy? I just have a couple little thingies on the inside to push out. Look how pretty that ornament is. Now let me go ahead and cut the second one. And while you're watching me, don't forget to share my video so I can pick a name to win the card. I've been keeping up with all of the winners. Everything's been mailed out. Okay, and this is number 2. Okay, I'll finish this. I'll finish this once I cut the other piece. So we just need the 2 ornaments for that. Now I'm going to bring in the glimmer paper. Now, when you're cutting glimmer paper, it's best to flip it upside down. And I'm also going to use a piece of washi tape. I can get my tape back. Because there is a little space between these, I want to make sure my spacing is even. And now I'm going to run this through. And this is thicker material, so I am going to go through twice. Oh, Donna, you got your prize already. Good. I worry about sending stuff out like November and December because of all the Christmas stuff going out. So hopefully none of my packages will get lost. Okay, so this one is the little ring. Now let me just double check to make sure everything has popped out. There's a few here that haven't. I do have my die brush, but I didn't bring it close enough so I can reach it. So you can see these pop out pretty easy when you press on them. I think I will try to reach my die brush. Hold on. Okay, here it is. Let me see if I can get these to pop out. Yep, this works a lot better. They are free, but because it's the glimmer paper, it doesn't come out as easy as the cardstock would. Okay, so there's my ring. Let me just double check my little ornaments. This one here is all set. This one here doesn't want to seem to come out as easy as the first one did. Okay, I just have 2 right here, and I think they're being a little stubborn. Okay, there's one. One more. Okay, I got them all. Now, let me clear some space here. So what I did on the ornament, oh, I see one more right there. I glued them back to back because they are the same shape. They're pretty easy to do back to back. Because when the card is open and you have that little swinging motion, you can actually see both sides. Okay, so there's my double-sided ornament. Now let me bring my card back in. So what I need to do to hang up the ornament, that's where the linen thread is coming in. So let me just snip a little piece. And I'm actually threading it right through the little ring at the top. And then I'm going to add a few glue dots. So you can see this card is really not complicated at all. Now the reason I put the glue dots at the top, I want my string to be glued in place before I add the ring. So I'm going to place this ornament where I want it to be swinging. And then I just press the linen thread in place, and then I'm going to trim it. So now I can go ahead and glue my little glimmer ring in place. I'm going to go around the edge of the circle. Let me get a new bottle. This one here is almost empty. So I'm just going around the outside of the die cut. And you can actually use any shape to do the circle, you know, like I did the circle cutout. Any shape will do. Now I'm going to put this in place. Bring in a scrap piece of paper so I can press on top. Oh, Jewel is saying she doesn't have linen thread, but she uses fishing line. That works really good too. Okay, so now I have my swinging ornament. Next, I'm going to do my sentiment. So I'm going to do 2 of them because we want 1 on each side. And that's with the classic label punch. And then how I glued this, I actually glued 1 in place on the front, just a little bit of glue in the center. And I put a mini dimensional on each end. I'm not going to remove the backing just yet. And that's going to go right in the center. Actually, I put this one a little lower. I'm going to put this one in the center. And then I'm going to flip it over, remove the backing on my dimensional, and then I'm going to press this in place exactly on top of the other classic label punch so the shapes are back to back. Okay, so there's the hanging ornament. And like I said, when it flips, you can see both sides. So that's why it's good to do both sides. Now, because I have a hole in the center, I don't want any of my sentiments on the inside showing through. So what I did on this card is I stamped it way at the top. And then whoever adds a note to the card would need to sign on the bottom so that it wouldn't show through on the cutout circle. So let me go ahead and stamp the sentiment on the inside, way up high. So you can see when I close the card, you cannot see the sentiment through the circle. Hope that makes sense. Now my last 2 things to add is the ribbon. And I'm actually using my bow maker. My husband actually makes these. It's just a quick way to make a bow. And I do have these for sale on my Facebook page and on my blog. They make the nicest ribbons. And we usually sell a lot of these around Christmas time. But see how pretty that bow is? It just makes the nicest bow, and it's quick. You don't have to fuss with it. I'm going to add a glue dot, a little bit of liquid glue, and my bow's going to go right on my ring. And the last step is to add a few of the rhinestone jewels in the background. So I just added 2 on the bottom and then 1 on the top. And that's it for my hanging ornament card. So isn't that cute how that just wiggles? I hope you guys can see that. I should keep looking up here to see. So make sure you share my video so I can pick your name. I'll pick somebody tomorrow and I'll announce the winner. And I will be back on Sunday with my Sunday share And I think next week is my Tuesday technique, so I'll have quite a few classes coming up. So I hope you like my card for tonight, everyone. Happy Halloween, and I hope to see you on Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Thanks so much for stopping in tonight. Good night, everyone.